Who actually went and read the book Winning by Tim Grover? Extremely valuable book for many reasons. We've talked about a lot of it. More concepts from that will probably come up as it ties in with our lessons. But the one thing is here, working hard versus working smart. What Tim Grover says in the book, if any of you remember word for word, is he says, people talk about grinding. But what happens when you grind? You eventually turns into dust. You grind it to nothing. You eventually grind so much that you turn into dust. That's the outcome of grinding. So this whole thing of grinding being glorified is not the reality of entrepreneurship. The most successful entrepreneurs you guys see, business owners, sales professionals, maybe in your space or in your industry that you might know of or see their success from afar, they're not just grinding or working hard. Now, don't get it wrong. That's absolutely the core pillar. That is the foundation. Tim Grover also talks about in the book how Kobe was up every day at 4:30 or 5 a.m. shooting hoops before practice and everything else too, right? He talks about how those guys were committed, the Jordans and the Kobes that he worked with. They're committed to the outcomes and the results. They don't look at time or how long it will take or the process of it, or it doesn't matter. They want the result. They want the outcome. They're committed to do whatever it takes at any time, anywhere to get to those results, right? So when he talks about grinding, it's a lesson that all salespeople in business or in sales need to understand. If you're just working hard, if you're just grinding and that's it, you're eventually going to turn yourself into freaking dust, right? I mean, you're eventually going to burn out. You're eventually going to stop. You're eventually going to quit on it. Sales is hard. Entrepreneurship is hard. That's the reality. I mean, I've been in sales for a decade now. I've done different industries. We know what the grind of sales is like. We know what it's like to be cold calling, to be knocking doors, to be going business to business, to be trying to land clients, to be in 4+ hour negotiations and not close the deal. And you just lost your best prospect and now you have to go back to square one. You know, when I was in the auto world, they put me in charge of the subprime department. So my dealership was just expanding, investing a lot of money. They were basically starting a subprime department, and it was one finance guy to handle all the finances and the loans. He had to choose one sales guy to bring into this department, besides all the other sales that we normally do. This was like on top of that. So I would get like a whole binder of leads. They're all subprime, meaning they have terrible credit scores, potentially have cash or money. But these are people for whatever reason, many different reasons, have terrible credit scores. So a lot of times you're not dealing with the cream of the crop. You're not dealing with people you necessarily want to be negotiating with or sitting in front of, right? So just to paint the picture for you guys. And they needed a sales guy who was a hardcore like closer, who was like had a thick skin, aka myself. So they chose me. I went to that department. So on top of my regular sales and everything else we did at the dealership, I got literally binders, and every couple of days they give me another full stack of leads like this. And I have to just cold call through everybody, get these people in, sit in front of them. I remember selling a car at like 35.99 or something % interest. That's ridiculous. It was like a $9,000 car with the interest added. We probably sold it for like 20K, right? Like ridiculous deals. It made no sense. These people, that makes no sense. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Like some of the cars I sold were just insane. And these are average cars, like Toyota Corollas and stuff, right? But these people, again, terrible credit, all that. So my point being, I've been there in those shoes where I'm grinding, working, trying all of that, right? But there comes a point in your sales career, in your just work life, if you're an employee with a different business, in your business as an entrepreneur, where you have to sit down and implement some strategy.